Hey there, and welcome back to Wrestling Bites. Let's get the show on the road. Wrestling Bites brings you the latest in wrestling news for the week, so sit back and relax as we take you around the world of wrestling. Number 1, Adam Page's health. We're starting things off today with some very worrying news from Adam Page, better known by his ring name Hangman. Page fought Jon Moxley in the night's final match, but Moxley knocked him out with a lariat, which is one of the most famous and lethal wrestling moves ever, and Page barely recovered. As soon as AEW's medical team entered the ring and Moxley was crowned the winner by default, the fans realized that something was terribly wrong. Page, meanwhile, had to be carried out of the arena on a stretcher, and the replay showed just how brutal the move was because to the way Hangman's body twists as he bears the impact. According to PW Insider, AEW's comment on Twitter confirmed that he had a concussion, which was something that a lot of people had suspected. According to the same statement, Page was initially brought to a trauma center in Cincinnati before being released. Page has been released from the hospital, but he will not wrestle again until the AEW medical staff gives him the all-clear. After the contest was ended, Moxley addressed the fans and expressed his wish that Page would have a rapid recovery. He also spoke about the risks that are taken by every wrestler whenever they enter the ring. The well wishes that Moxley had to offer were posted on social media, where a large number of others, including Big E, added their own words of motivation. With Adam Cole out for 5 months with a concussion and little sign of him returning anytime soon, AEW's injury rate has risen to a frightening level. Since we've all seen how concussions can derail or even destroy a career, there's no idea when Page will be back from his injury. But we're joining Big E and the rest of the world in hoping for the best for him. Number 2, stars making comeback. After being let go by WWE 2 years prior, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson have made their comeback to the organization. Anderson, despite becoming New Japan's first open-weight champion, has returned and will be appearing at their upcoming Battle Autumn show on November 5th. And now Anderson's travel schedule has become even more interesting as it was announced on Raw that he, Gallows, and AJ Styles will battle Judgment Day at Crown Jewel. This is an exciting addition to Anderson's already packed schedule. This means that the openweight champion will not only have 2 battles on the same night of November 5th, but also in 2 different countries and for 2 different organizations. According to sources, New Japan want to maintain employing Gallows and Anderson until Wrestle Kingdom 17 in January of next year, and it will be interesting to see how Anderson handles being on 2 different programs on the same night. Number 3, WWE files trademark for latest new ring name. Gallows and Anderson are just the latest superstars to return to WWE, but we may already know who's next to make a comeback. In November 2021, WWE released Frankie Monet, who fans will know best as Taya Valkyrie. After just a few months with the company, Valkyrie never quite got the chance to show her skills in WWE, but she may be getting another chance if a recent trademark filing is to be believed. On October 13th, WWE filed for ownership of the term Lyra Valkyria, and fans couldn't help but notice how similar this term is to Taya Valkyrie. Of course, this isn't confirmation that Taya is back with WWE, but it would make sense for her to return given that Triple H is now running things. Whatever the plan is, WWE now has a name ready for a superstar similar to Taya Valkyrie. But how this term gets used remains to be seen. Number 4, Charlie Haas is safe. Let's talk about the latest information regarding Charlie Haas, whose behavior as of recently has many people worried about him. The former WWE superstar did not appear at any of the 3 events that were scheduled to take place over the course of the weekend in Australia, and no one was able to get in touch with him. Even though Haas did not make it to the events and hadn't even boarded the plane to Australia, there is now some good news to report about this situation. The All-Star Wrestling Australia company issued a second statement in which they described how Haas was located and assured fans that he is in good health. They also stated that his absence from the show was due to a personal situation. It is believed that Haas is doing well and is focusing on taking care of his family while he remains in the United States at this time. We are not entirely sure what has prevented Haas from performing at the Australian events. However, the most important thing is that he is healthy. and we hope everything works out well for him and his family. Number 5, G4 TV has shut down once again. The popular G4 TV gaming network was shut down last week, only a year after its relaunch. This has been particularly hard for Xavier Woods, as the gaming superstar had been a focal point of their content, but the clues were there for the King of the Ring. The Washington Post reports that the whole cast of Arena, a co-production with WWE, left before the network shut down, aware of what was about to come. Former G4 employees told the Post that they were removed from internal communication channels like Slack and Google Drive without immediate explanation, all before they were told about G4 being canceled. For now, Woods and his WWE production team won't be making any more content for at least the immediate future, and while G4's ending may have come as a shock to some, those working for the network had seen the writing on the wall for some time. Number 6, AEW to film a new behind-the-scenes documentary series. AEW's roster is large, perhaps too large for some fans' tastes, which means not everyone will be featured on television. AEW has a limited number of hours in which to display the lineup, but a new series is in the works. According to Fightful Select, AEW's brilliant team was informed that a documentary series focusing on the behind-the-scenes work of a number of elite wrestling talents is in the works. As stated in the report, filming for the documentary series will begin next month and continue for 6 weeks until the December 14th Dynamite in Garland, Texas. Participation in the series is purely voluntary. AEW President Tony Khan will be an executive producer of the show, with Sam Burns, the executive producer of Shed Media, expected to help as well. It's a collaboration between Warner Bros. Discovery and Shed Media. Given what's been happening backstage as of late in AEW, we expect Tony Khan to be extra careful when it comes to what makes the doc, as the company president seeks to give AEW some much-needed good publicity at this time. Number 7, latest update on Jeff Hardy. We've got an update on the Jeff Hardy case now, as the former WWE champion continues to be suspended without pay by AEW. In June, Hardy was charged with his 3rd DUI in under a decade and will now have his day in court. PW Insider reports that Hardy will have a pre-trial hearing for his DUI-related charges in Florida this Wednesday, after the original date faced multiple pushbacks. Hardy has waived his right to a speedy trial, which would have seen the matter resolved months ago, and based on court records, Jeff must attend the hearing this week. Tony Khan has said he supports Jeff and is pleased to hear that Hardy is seeking help for his substance problems, but that this is his one and only chance to get better in AEW. If convicted, Hardy could face a maximum of 5 years behind bars. We'll keep following this case as more information comes out. Number 8, WWE stock hits 52-week high months after Vince McMahon exits. Nobody knew what would happen when Vince McMahon announced his retirement in July. McMahon had governed the wrestling industry for longer than many of his superstars had lived. As a publicly listed firm, many expected McMahon's dramatic departure from WWE to hurt the stock price, but the reverse has occurred. WWE stock has reached a 52-week high, reaching $77.10 per share, as first reported by PW Insider and then by CNBC. Not only is the stock price rising, but backstage morale is also reportedly at an all-time high. As a result, the business that McMahon once managed is flourishing, even though he is no longer in charge. Number 9, Shawn Michaels recalls WWE NXT changes. And we'll wrap things up with WWE NXT, which used to call Full Sail University its home, but now does its business out of the WWE Performance Center. After 2 years of cancellations due to lockdowns, NXT has finally started holding live events away from the WWE Performance Center. Shawn Michaels, the Senior Vice President of Talent Development for WWE, as well as the head of NXT, was questioned by TV Insider whether or not NXT will tour more in the coming years, and he responded by saying that this is exactly the plan. Michael continued by saying that many NXT superstars have never wrestled outside of the arena before the stand and deliver event during WrestleMania week, and he had every intention of doing that once more. With NXT 2.0 making it back to WWE NXT, the Gold brand has gone through a lot of changes in the previous 13 months, but there are very few people better able to manage the company's future than Shawn Michaels. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments down below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to Wrestling Bites, and turn on the notification bell so you're notified when we post new content. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video.